evening, everyone. Welcome to the February 5th, 2026 Environmental Commission meeting. Can I have a call to order? Member Brannon?
Here.
Member Colton?
Here.
Member Gaudet? Member Janetti? Member Lutz?
Here.
Member Mammy? Alternate Baxi?
Here.
Alternate DeFilia?
Here.
Ms. Tallarico? Statement of compliance with the Open Public Meeting Law. The notice requirements of the Open Public Meeting Law for this meeting have been satisfied. A copy of the annual notice was sent to the Asbury Park Press and the Coaster, posted in Town Hall, and filed in the office of the Township Clerk on June 23rd, 2025. This meeting will be recorded and available on Ocean Township's YouTube channel. Okay, first off, I would like to welcome our new councilwoman, Grace Ann Tallarico.
Thank you so much.
Our liaison. She will be working with all of us, so we're excited to welcome you.
So nice to meet everybody. I'd like to get everybody's names so I remember them. So I know Norm and, oh my gosh, Ken, Norm and Ken from the last meeting. I know Julia, Andrew,
Anjali Baxi.
Angeline. Okay, I gotta write it down. Oh, I know. I remember you from the last meeting. So.
Nancy.
And Nancy. Perfect. Thank you so much for having me, and I'm very excited to work with you all.
Likewise. We'll jump right into it. We have our meeting minutes from December 11th, 2025 for approval tonight. I've tried to get everyone in the habit, we get them emailed to us. We used to be supplied copies, so I hope everyone got a chance to read it over digitally, or if they had to make a copy for themselves. I did bring one if anyone needs to refresh themselves. And once we all have a moment, if I have a motion to approve the minutes.
So moved.
Member Brannon,
I'll second.
Member Colton, second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, we do not have any presentations this evening, but we do have some in the queue. The gentleman from the literal, Nancy,
Literal.
literal.
It's literally literal.
Yeah, me
We
too.
asked
Literal,
him,
okay.
but we asked him and he said literal.
Yes,
Oh,
he
good.
was in the booth next to us at the Free Church Environmental Fair. So we hope to have them at our next meeting. So they will tell you all about themselves then. Moving on to items for discussion, old business, the Community Forestry Management Plan went in front of the council. I think it was the December 20th meeting. It was a few weeks after we all, had our meeting on the 5th or the 11th. And it passed. We had a 118-page document, which basically laid out, the verbiage that is necessary, but it laid out predicted places for us to put trees, and we're moving forward on that.
Well,
Norm, I feel like you want to say something.
I had a whole bunch of things, how things play together, and so on and so forth. They were gonna, there's a lot of stuff that, arbiter, but it tied the whole things together, okay? As it turns out, I submitted it, okay? It had to be in by the end of the 31st of December, and I was well in front of that, at least 3 or 4 days. But anyway, they got it, okay? And they supposed to review it. They've got a checklist of sorts. And it turns out Donna just now, she printed one out so I could look at it at the meeting. Their comments are back. And here, then it looks like it's in a checklist form because there's a whole bunch of boxes here and a few are.
Like, we need the mayor's
A few are
signature.
holes, like the mayor's signature.
Like things, yeah.
Things like that.
Nothing that you
But-
did
but
wrong.
Whatever they are, Donna's gonna pass me that thing. I'll send it out to a whole bunch of people, the 2 commissions, Dave and the council members and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And then of course,
Yeah.
our contractor, okay, is already obligated to address all these issues as far as contracts.
So when you send it out, make a note so that everybody knows that the contractor is obligated.
Yeah, that's right. But I just said, no, I'm gonna put in the main thing. I'll probably send it to Ted in an independent email,
Thank you.
okay? And so that'll be sometime tomorrow. Donna theoretically will get it to me. And do me a favor, Donna, call me.
And when I send it,
Yeah, because
So you know.
between my Gmail, when things go to all these
I
other
will
buckets that
absolutely
don't
call
even-
you.
Not even in the inbox anymore. Those crap.
Yeah.
My grandson's bar mitzvah invitation, I didn't get. So it was on in there somewhere. I had to go hunt for it. Maybe it should be in the inbox.
Also, moving on through old business, exciting news, we went in front of the council to their workshop meeting. Ken, thank you so much. We'd finalized the developer's ordinance to mirror the residential ordinance. So that is in motion with Jesse. That will be amended to our ordinance, and moving forward, we will be filling up our shade tree fund with that new fee. You all recall, it was $350 for a developer, now it would be $750, so at the minimum.
Yeah.
Plus going forward with larger trees, so. A lot of success, I'm just giving us check marks. Nancy, I'm gonna throw the next one at you, skip the stuff, because
Yeah,
it was just going in front of the Senate last time we all met.
yeah, so they're ready here to skip the stuff. It passed through the state. So it's a statewide law now that restaurants need to ask before they give out plastic utensils and napkins and condiments and everything. The hard part, though, I had a meeting with Beyond Plastic. That's the group that kind of got this going. And the hard part now is educating the restaurants. So, who's really going to go in there and watch, oh, you gave out a fork. And I asked, who is going to be governing this? And they said the county health department. He's not going to have time to be going out there giving out, reprimands for people giving out forks. So,
Might be easier than finding the rats.
So once they get more flyers and documentation and all, I'm thinking, just like before, I could go to restaurants, when I get takeout and say, did you know? And here's a flyer and just start educating. So I'm sure there'll be information that'll come out, but I think it's just going to be tough for especially the restaurants that do a lot of takeout to really be aware and to get into the habit of asking. So, but it's a start. So
Yeah,
good news.
Great, yes, it'll be slow, and then it'll pick up all the traction.
Yeah, and I
I'm
think
sure.
they have until July. There's a grace period before it gets enforced. So, yeah.
Does it cover just plastic utensils?
So it's plastic utensils, napkins, condiments, straws. They're just supposed to ask, do you need anything when you get your takeout?
I was just on a trip and all the takeout included bamboo utensils.
Nice. Where did you go?
Egypt.
Okay, yeah, because I was in Scotland and the same thing. There was no plastic anywhere. Every restaurant, even a casual restaurant, had actual silverware. And if you really wanted something to go, it was bamboo. And I'm like, why are we always the last to do
Yeah.
these things?
Right.
We're still in this throwaway society. So it's good to hear. But other countries are doing that.
That's great.
Did they have a purview on our environmental commission webpage to put in like maybe a blurb about this new law, or would it be under like when you get your business license from Ocean?
They talked about that,
What about
Talking to
food
the
license,
businesses.
because I do food license.
Okay,
Is this
Yeah, so
something
it
that
could
could
just
go
be
on
a
the front
quick-
page of the Township's website?
Like an update?
yeah, that would be great. I mean, there's many places like that I think all of it. Yeah, definitely all of it. And I contacted the women from the Greek Orthodox Church that we went to, and they put me in touch with a group that is called like the Greek Diner Management New Jersey organization that like all of these Greek-owned restaurants usually belong to. So that's a great resource to just send out stuff to them and be like, hey, did you know? This is statewide now.
Probably
Yeah.
covers half the restaurants in New Jersey.
Yeah, exactly. So I had no idea there was something like that.
The diners anyway.
What about the food trucks? Does
I
it cover
think-
them?
I think there's a lot that are, it's optional for them. Schools, they said it does not apply to. So I'm guessing the food trucks probably doesn't apply to either, I would think. It's really, for the most part, like a traditional
I
restaurant.
feel like a food truck, they're like in your face handing you your food, where with the to-go, you get the bag and you open it and they threw like 50 forks in there
Yeah.
or whatever they threw in there. That's what it's more leaning towards being like, don't just throw it in
Yeah,
there.
but you gotta remember, this is gonna save them money.
Right.
Exactly,
Mhm.
and that's the biggest
So-
point, yeah.
So the fact that, and it's not mandatory, I would expect they would still pick up on it,
Cooperate, sure.
just on their own.
Exactly.
You probably wouldn't put signs up so that they don't irk the customers when the
Yep.
customers expect it.
Yeah, and that's what this Beyond Plastic, they have flyers and they're gonna change it now to say now it's a law, but something that you could put right where you pick up your takeout.
Right.
And there'll be a big sign there, you know, do you need, and some of like the Chinese food restaurants, they have a table right there where you pick up. And it's got all the stuff, so you can grab what you want, but they're not automatically putting it in. So restaurants could do that too, just leave it there. They can take it if they need
I
it.
should maybe suggest somehow that there's a standard sign statewide.
Like the no knock
That could be
sticker.
provided, that could be provided to all the restaurants can just, and free.
Yeah, and that's what the Skip the Stuff and, I mean, the Beyond Plastic group is working on. So they're gonna make a standard flyer that anybody can use. It'll be free on their site. And that's what everyone will have the same. And they wanna come up with like a catchy slogan, because most people, they don't really know what that means, skip the stuff. They're like, what stuff? Skip what? What am I skipping? So they wanna come up something short, but more to the point about plastic and utensils. So they're working on that. But yeah, I agree.
It's basically save the planet. Just
We
take what you-
should-
Just take what you need.
We should take that to the kids,
Yeah.
have them, you know, the competition we do.
Different
That might be a
spin on
good
it.
idea.
Why don't you do that? for
Instead of the recycling
contest?
contest.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have this under new business,
But
so
that's
we
all-
can like
but you've
hop
gotta
to
get it.
this if you want.
You gotta get it statewide.
True, but I mean, you know, Ocean Township started and now they're
Oh,
doing
no,
what
I
Ocean
agree.
Township's
I'm not
doing.
arguing, I'm just saying.
Yeah. Okay, oh, thank you, Nancy, very exciting, and your dedication to that and seeing it through, I know, it's great.
I'll be looking for you with all, see, when you send me over all of that.
Okay. From your lips to God's ears. All right, does anyone want to add anything? Ed, you're rather quiet.
Nancy's got it. I
Yeah.
got nothing. Yeah.
Okay, new business. I met with our new councilwoman and we were throwing around, you know, our concerns, and I expressed to her things. We have like the gas powered lawnmowers and the sound pollution, and with Ken's great ordinance writing, we were thinking of trying to implement some kind of weekend moratorium, because I don't think our DPW works on the weekend. So, you know, it's tough for us to push something on residents when our DPW is, you know, using the gas powered stuff. So if possibly on the weekend, we could ban the use of that. And also more so, a lot of tree work goes on, believe it or not, on Saturday and Sunday when our code enforcement's not around. It would also be under that umbrella as well, like no tree work.
But
So
they're already not supposed to be
that's an ordinance
doing it.
currently.
Some days, I think, at least.
Well, I think it's like an unwritten law that you're not supposed to do it, but they do it.
I think it was written.
I think
Oh,
it's
it
not
is?
unwritten
Sundays.
on Sunday.
Unwritten or
No tree
written?
work, no tree work on Sundays?
I think, really.
Okay, well, that's great.
I think that's in the ordinance.
So if we could pull up that exact appendix, because I would like it revised to include Saturday. I mean, with, you know, your guys' feedback here. And
There's
the
two
gas
There's two
powered.
kinds of things, right? Not 911 it's bad overall, but right, but that's homeowners, that's the only chance they get to do it. As opposed to commercial. Just point that out.
Yeah.
And commercial guys also, I mean, they'd work 8 days a week if they could, because they're trying to make a living. So all I'm saying is, I'm not sure what the ideal solution is.
Yeah. We're just leaning more towards like quality of life, like noise
No, no, I
pollution
agree, but
and
that's-
trees coming
Well,
down.
that's why there are some towns, what they're actually doing, which I don't feel like spending the money, is you have to have electric work, but it has to-
Yeah, smaller
Yeah.
towns can fight that. I would love for that to be an ocean, but we're a huge town.
Well, I think there's some places that have more trees than, like, and smaller lawns, you know, like smaller lawns, smaller trees, so maybe like parts of Wanamasa, but there are other parts of Wanamasa that have like so many leaves, right? Wayside, forget it, like, nobody's gonna
be able to rake all
be able,
that.
yeah, no, it's just a
No, they've
lot.
got electric, all sorts, everything.
They do, and the
Mhm.
prices have come down a little bit. But I don't know if there's a way for us to volunteer, like ask to see if like, there's like communities within town that would want to do it, like maybe the HOAs want to do it, be a pilot program. Like maybe we could run a pilot somewhere.
Yeah, Nancy, didn't you say there's someone in town, like the green team, their lawns are identified with something green, and I think they basically like show that their household follows.
Well, I mean, there's a couple of groups, and one is the Green Yard Project, and that's about that, you're not fertilizing and you're not using pesticides and you're planting native plants, but I don't know if it goes as far as that.
Why aren't you fertilizing?
Well,
Did
just
you ever hear of manure?
the runoff that goes into the watershed.
So I thought that was like more so like saying like we're, living with these values, and it's identified through, I see the sign on the lawn, there's one in Massa.
Yeah.
Like you're saying, a group of people who kind of start smaller, you think like an area geographically.
Maybe because it might work out. It's just people who maybe want to identify themselves as
Like
people who use electric. Like the more people know that people are using it in their community, they'll be more apt to use it. I don't know if that's just a soft way of introducing it. Because if people know about it, I think there are some people who prefer it because it's light, especially, like if you don't have a lot of space or smaller,
Yeah, I feel like people who are doing it themselves, like they have them.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking.
But I think the companies that come and don't use them.
Do we know
I mean,
if
our
there's other-
DPW doesn't use them.
Are there other towns that have put up a ban that we can look at what they did?
Spring Lake, Red Bank,
Red Bank.
Didn't Maplewood do one?
I think
possibly.
Princeton has it.
Yeah.
Princeton.
But
And is it like certain days of the week or is it just
No.
ever?
ever.
Really? It's just,
But I think they're small, like
They're very small.
they're smaller towns, and then there's a lot of support. And I think a lot of the housing looks very similar, like Spring Lake, everything looks similar, and there's not as much foliage as there is here.
Right.
So,
Yeah. So that back into like the weekend moratorium with, seeing, I guess more so, is this written in our ordinance? Because
I'll look it up.
I don't think it is. I think it's almost like just the thing like Sunday, like take the load off, like not,
I'm not sure. Too bad you didn't come up with Gene Armstrong. Gene would know.
he would know. So new business, getting high, we passed the one ordinance with the town, so the momentum of just, refining and making sure things are done right.
But it's two separate issues, right?
Yeah,
One
I'd
is no
say.
trees, at least on Sunday, maybe that's already the rule, and
Yeah.
possibly on Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
And the other is electric
Yes.
lawn equipment.
Yeah.
Of course, I understand electric leaf blowers are just as noisy.
Really?
I think leaf blowers are probably more, like, easily adoptable than the actual lawnmower, because sometimes people need to sit on their lawnmower, like they have the
The drive.
standing or the ride on or something like that. Those would take
Yeah.
substantial battery, but the actual leaf blower might be actually an easier thing to employ.
Lawnmowers are not, they're not really as loud.
Right, it's the
It's a
leaf blower.
Or a chainsaw.
I do see what Norm's saying. This is, people
I think
rely on
electric
working,
leaf
which
blowers
you
are
don't want to
pretty
exhibit that
The
either.
electric ones are too.
So it is a tough thing, but
Just
it's, conversations we have to have, so.
Noise made by the fan,
And Red Bank and
but I don't.
Spring
know.
Lake.
definitely.
The gas ones are
Yeah, I think we actually have a presentation from Spring Lake that was circulated a few meetings ago, because someone wrote a letter at it when you were chair, basically, or it might have been right when I took over, someone had reached out
We've gotten a couple of them over the years.
from residents that would
Yeah.
support going that way.
I mean, look, it's totally different, but, and I don't know if you heard it, but one of my neighbors, when we had that snowstorm, was out there all day with his leaf blower to keep the snow off of his walk and driveway. And it was all day. So, like,
Was it effective?
I don't know. I didn't go out there. I was sitting cozy in my living room watching it fall, saying I will deal with it later.
My
But
leaf blower is an electric leaf blower, I plug it in. And I did do my whole driveway there.
Mhm.
Is it still noisy? Is it loud?
When it's powdery snow, it
Yeah.
works.
It's loud, but it's the motor itself is turning electrically instead of by gasoline, so to speak. It's got to generate the wind.
All right, well, we shall see.
I'm not saying just one thing. So it does say that our ordinance says that limits the operation of heavy machinery and excavation to Monday through Saturday, implying that large-scale tree removal involving heavy equipment should not occur on Sundays.
Okay.
So that is part of the ordinance.
So-
You're absolutely right.
So I guess when it comes down to it, when you see, the complaints of people through town, they have to call the police. They see something, they have to say something. That's the only way, we don't know what's going on. So we rely on that for everyone listening at home. Please reach out because, code enforcement's not there on
Right.
Sunday, so.
Well,
If you
no,
hear
the
something. say
rule
something.
is the police.
Okay, here, yeah.
You call the police
Mhm.
and they know there's no code enforcement and they go out, as far as I know. I
Mhm.
know they go out as far as 10 calls them every weekend.
So that's on Sunday, but what about Saturday? So you still need
You
a
still need-
permit.
Yeah.
Correct?
Right.
So if there's no permit, then we call the police? Is that how it works?
You can do that.
So we have an ordinance that if you're cutting down the tree, you have to display the tree. I'm looking at them because they wrote it and they should know. You have to display it in your window.
Yep.
Okay. So I guess if a neighbor
Actually, the
saw this
homeowner-
work
the way
going
the
on
homeowner's
and
supposed to
didn't
display it.
see it in the window, that would be their indication to notify someone. But what's frustrating is you see that, they take it to, the internet and people say, oh, you have to call the police. And they go, oh, I don't want to be that neighbor. So it's it's tough. So that's the only way.
But is there an online, they can just
A
go
portal?
online?
Like an anonymous portal with the police
Would they-
station.
Does it have to be the police? or
Well, if it
could
was like
be
Saturday or
code
Sunday.
enforcement?
Oh, you mean like during the week?
No, no, I mean, if a neighbor had seen this on Saturday and then put it in the portal and then sent it to code enforcement.
No, but.
But how is that gonna stop it in the
Immediately.
instant?
If
The
they-
trees are still gonna come down, the noise is still gonna happen.
Yeah, like
Don't come-
it's a 911
doing it.
situation to me.
Yeah, it would have to be the police then.
Yeah.
Okay, just trying to.
Yeah. So going on to, we're good on that subject. It's written in the ordinance on Sunday and, reach out to us even if you see something, I will make the call.
That doesn't mean some of them don't show up on a Sunday either. I think these guys read their ordinances.
What do you guys think about someone who's, an actual company is out there who has a mercantile license with the town on a Sunday? They're obviously violating our code. Do we revoke their license and prohibit them from working in our town?
I don't know what happens when the police come out. I don't know. what happens.
It's a lot of citations, a lot of warnings, I feel like.
That's a good question.
So it is an issue.
I will
The
take
trees
names,
coming
but
down
some of the stuff-
without permits and, what goes on the weekends. And I think that's just why we're kind of hitting this one hard. So we will keep this on the agenda so we can
Yeah, 'cause
reassemble our ideas.
March or April, when the snow melts.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We start to see some of that.
All right. So I had the recycling contest because
It's the glacier.
it's already February, next month's March, so we're just moving right along. School will be out before we know it. So yeah, the recycling contest, we engaged the students last year. Very good support from the Wayside Elementary School and the fourth graders amongst middle schoolers and some high schoolers had, no high schoolers. One?
I don't think we wound up getting any worse for high school.
No, but the younger classmen really engaged and it was exciting. So we would like to keep the momentum this year, but with our latest skip this stuff kind of plastic that we were just talking about, do we want to come up with some kind of catchy slogan? See if we can like bring in the students kind of knowing about plastic and not wanting that part of their lunch experience? Or should we just like keep the, don't reinvent the wheel, keep going with our recycling contest?
But skip the stuff is aimed at the restaurants.
Mm-hmm.
But what about an awareness campaign for people not to use?
Oh yeah, like the real like video can be the students, you're saying, making awareness?
For not the restaurants, but for residents not to take so much plastic and straws and other
Right,
things.
residents should understand.
Yeah, don't be wasteful. Oh.
Can understand that we're trying to keep the state perfect, if possible.
Like a reusable, like,
And people should be attuned to that since the plastic bags have become a problem.
But what about the kids saying, oh, like almost having having a creative video that says, oh, do you even know about skip the stuff? We're not going to get this stuff anymore. We better pack our own utensils. Or, oh, like, let's just not ask for it because we don't need it. What are we going to do? My cabinets are overflowing. Like, it could actually get kind of comical too. Like,
Yeah.
it's like, oh no, my drawer won't open. It has so much stuff in it, right? Like, so maybe that would be the way of the kids talking about, like, just general awareness of what skip the stuff is, or maybe them going to a restaurant telling them like, hey, like we don't want this or something,
Yeah.
what I mean? Maybe
They could show up at their school with their own utensils like we were giving away, So that could be one of their videos of like, I got my own utensils.
yes.
I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the children are the future. They might be like, well, those are like the rotary phone, this plastic forks, you never know. So I think the videos were it made the students engaged, and I don't know I'm like kind of like should we focus strictly on skip this stuff or should it just be like waste in general?
I think the skip the stuff is on point right now. Maybe
Okay.
this would be bringing them something new, like new education to our students about current legislation
First of
too.
all,
Yeah.
how old is
Okay.
this law?
How
It just
How
happened.
many
Weeks,
Yeah,
2
the
weeks,
last
2
day of
weeks.
Murphy's,
That last day of Murphy.
So
Yeah.
it's days old.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right, so it's a days old law. So how many people, they're gonna start to ask people on the street, how many people on the street know about this law? Right? Not too many.
Yeah.
So I think.
You think it's a good breakthrough?
If we don't take 6 months to get it out there,
Yeah.
even then, if you want the truth, it won't have to get 2 years to get it out there.
I mean, I can only imagine Miss Edson's, she'll probably give a quick introduction to it to her students and a discussion, and then they can run with it. So that's exciting. All right, we will get that in the works. Cool. And this kind of like led me to like the waste and the Bradley Beach shed that is going viral.
Yeah.
And how important it is. They had erected a shed, and it's for residents there only. People can just go put in things that they don't use anymore, like
Mostly
kitchen goods,
furniture.
Mostly
like
furniture.
Larger items. It is a way to recycle larger items. Like, on like our bulk pickup, and you drive by and I'm like, wow, that's a really good couch. I would have taken that, but it rained last night, and now it is ruined. This is a chance for people who have things that they just don't have space for, that are still in good condition, still serviceable, that they could sell, that they could donate, but this is another option for them to put it in this shed, and then someone comes and takes it if they want it. And then after X number of days of something being in the shed, it winds up wherever the rest of our bulk pickup winds
You
up.
get your stuff to kids on the streets. They get a profit of $3 billion this.
Sure, but we're not trying to make money. We're just trying to keep stuff out of the landfill.
Isn't
That means if they
cool
make that much money,
idea?
there must be that many people who want to get rid of stuff. You don't just want to throw it out.
Sure, people feel guilty. Lean into the guilt.
So where is this thing? I know we can't go to it, but.
I think it's like right near there. They have like some municipal buildings towards the end of their boardwalk. I think that's where it is, but I have to double check.
And then
But it's just in a
somebody
parking lot.
is
Would it fit
checking, I
into
guess, if you're a resident,
I honestly don't know.
we'll go incognito.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder if
Would
you
it
have
fit
to like
into
coordinate
recycling
going.
center?
It probably would, but I was actually thinking like it is literally like a Home Depot parking lot shed. It's like the size of a parking spot or two. So like think like a tailgate tent type of deal. You can put it, probably wouldn't put it here because it's parking site, but you can put it over by the senior center. You could put it over by the recreation department in the back there. You can put it by the library. There are places where it could go because it's not enormous that people will be able to go and
What
take.
happens when the thing's been there 6 years?
Well, that's part of it is DPW keeps tabs on it to make sure that junk's not getting put in there. Right? Part of this is it has to be something people would take, right? Like if you have like a couch with a spring
Say it had
popping out.
fabric, it looked like your shirt, right?
Yeah. Exactly. They're not taking any of my stuff,
Restoration
Norm.
hardware people.
But part of it is also like there's a time limit, and DPW keeps tabs on it. If it's been there for I don't remember what their time was. It was like 4 weeks or something. They just take it out and they throw it in the landfill. Right? It's gonna wind up in the landfill. This is just giving people an opportunity to take and swap before that. So yeah.
It's not actively managed, right?
I don't
No
think-
one's there.
I don't
with
believe
checking
so.
in or-
No. Yeah.
Yeah, that is something I'm curious about. Like, does every resident get a key
Right.
fob? Like, no, obviously not. Like, do they go to services and they get a key? Like, possibly. So.
I mean, if it's located near human services, that could be one option. You can only put in during certain hours or
Yeah,
like that.
We don't want people leaving stuff in
and it was
outside the shed. For example.
Right.
They may have cameras on it.
It'd be great to partner them with the help see stuff too. Have a whole section of things, drop off your clothing, and then, bring or take furniture. We could create a whole,
I know I was thinking it was almost like an everything free Ocean Township, like in person, which, sometimes, I don't know, it's a great thing for, I'm not using all this stuff in my kitchen and someone else needs it and it's here you go, take it free.
Yeah.
It's probably a lot to oversee, but.
There is something called free cycle. I don't think the town has signed up for it, but you basically say, hey, I'm getting rid of this thing, you put it on this website, and anybody can come and claim it.
and
That's,
Facebook
pretty
has
much-
everything free Ocean
Yeah,
Township.
that's
And I've given away tons of things on there.
porch pickup and they come get it,
Yeah.
so.
It could also be done maybe piloted as a once a month thing. Like you bring it to this place or the place opens once a month and
Yeah.
you go and you shop there for a month. And it could be like a community event almost, like everybody's out there seeing what else is there, kind of
Like a townwide garage sale.
It could be, but once a month thing where you bring
I don't know, I could see it.
We have
I
it
see
once
two
a
people
month.
that want that chair.
Having a problem. We have it once a month now, for the bulk trash pickup, but you have to drive down. all
Right.
night.
Burn a lot of fuel,
Right.
stuff.
Before I moved down here, and the reason that I particularly love this idea, before I moved down here, I remember very distinctly there was a bulk pickup in the town I lived in where someone put out a baby grand piano on the side of the street, and it was in good condition. And one of my neighbors wanted it and got 10 teenagers to roll this thing down the hill and up the hill, and but I'm sure you're not, but people throw out really nice stuff.
It's hard to get rid of it.
It is hard to get rid of.
That's the hard
Right.
thing.
People
It's
don't,
heavy.
yeah.
Pianos are not light, but I would because I know people watch at home, I would like to shout out everything free Ocean Township because I think they're very good at being on anyone taking more than giving or scammers on that site, and it's an amazing pipeline for non-waste and it going to good homes. So shout out to those members if they're members of the community if they're watching. Okay, so that's exciting about our recycling contest 2022 is now going to be called, what should we call it? Skip the Stuff contest?
Yeah.
We'll come up with something catchy. All right, moving right along. A plan review committee. Norm, do we have any plans in the queue?
Well, look at the minutes, it said there wasn't anything, Hollywood Golf Club.
Oh, what's going on?
Well, the Hollywood Golf Club, they're doing some kind of a modification to the clubhouse. That, some of it, they haven't even done the stuff that's been approved already. They're gonna change a few things, and they're gonna have some kind of a.
Yeah, I thought that was
pump house,
old.
A small pump house they're gonna build and so on and so forth, And they weren't doing a lot of stuff. They would take down some trees that they're allowed to take down anyway, based on what they do, but.
Is this
And
a
they didn't
new
say what they were gonna
plan?
replace it, but they said they were gonna plant some trees somewhere eventually. The
Because we
plan's not
discussed
brand
this
new.
like 2 months
This
ago, I
isn't
feel like.
brand new, I think, I'm not sure who was gonna be on this meeting that got snowed out,
Oh,
but they might have been on that.
for planning board? Because we got snowed out.
We got
planning
found
board.
out. Yeah, but I don't remember Deal being on the agenda.
No,
Or
it
Hollywood.
might have been the other one, there were two plans that I did, I can't remember what the other one was anymore.
Okay.
The other one's the subdivision. That's the other big one that's coming up, the subdivision on West Park.
That was already,
No, that's what it was, no, that's the one that was, that was what, weren't you gonna hear that day? That's.
Nothing to do with the golf course stuff.
No, there were two things I did reports on,
Oh, okay.
but I saw Hollywood in this one, but.
Yeah, the other one's
I
that.
did them at the
Yeah.
same time, so which one was in which meeting, I don't recall.
Yeah, we were gonna hear the subdivision, but it got snowed out, so it's on February.
No, but I planned a report on that, anyways, I'll tell you on that one. There was some, mostly, it was some weird stuff, although some of the things involved, I'm not sure about some of the water flow, on some of it. Was, what's her name, lives right on the street, next to that subdivision.
Mm-hmm.
I was seeing you one more time. But anyway,
Amy Stewart.
yeah, right, okay, so because the thing, they have a whole bunch of stuff, they're gonna collect water, inlets and everything, but suddenly the thing was gonna drop in about 10 feet, it was dropping 2 or 3 feet. I mean, it's like, it's like a thing like this, and it was, and I say, how are you gonna, I'm pointing out, you gotta do something about that, because the inlets, there's 2 inlets here, but that whole thing's across an area, 30 or 40 feet or something. Other than that, as I understand it, I don't know what they're gonna do. They're just looking to get the subdivision approved. I don't know if they're gonna build streets or not. I don't even know.
Well, no, but in order now to do the subdivisions, they have to, I forget the exact trigger, but for what they're gonna do, they have to essentially establish an HOA and deal with stormwater management for the whole subdivision. So I don't think they're planning, I think they're gonna map out the lots. I don't think they're planning on building anything just yet,
Are
but
they gonna put the street in?
I don't know.
Where is it located?
Do you remember the old nursery on West Park by the
Oh, yeah.
post office? That.
Yeah, there's about 2 or 3 lots involved.
No, I thought it was more than that. I thought it was like 5.
No, I mean lots of the existing.
Oh,
lots.
yeah.
It's not just that nursery, it's a little.
Yeah.
They're gonna put in 7 or 8 lots.
Yeah, it was-
One of which is a retention.
and then other than that, I guess no update because our meeting was snowed out. But we didn't meet in January. So do you remember December 30th meeting
Yes.
for planning
We,
board?
was that other crazy meeting? I'm trying to remember now. We had that really wild meeting, where nothing went right. Do you remember that
Oh,
one?
that was that meeting.
Yeah, that was that one? Yeah.
Nothing went right.
Yeah, we had an update from the area needed redevelopment study for the other end of West Park, when they are apparently coming back again in February for reasons. I don't know, we approved it, so I don't know. They're coming back again. We also had an applicant, I don't even remember what it was for because we couldn't hear them
We
because,
referred him to the zoning board.
no, we didn't have, they didn't notice because they had variances that they needed. They were coming in for like a minor modification. Oh, I remember,
Adding a
it was,
basement,
yeah, they were making a modification to the plans for the number of bedrooms in these two houses. And then when we looked at the plans, they realized that they extended the driveway, which triggered a variance, and they hadn't noticed for a variance. So then we had to go back. We essentially said, come back after you've done all your notices. So there was that one. Then there was, oh, and then we did the stormwater updates to the master plan, which we've done previously, but we hadn't incorporated them in the town as an amendment to the master plan. So it's just a bureaucratic thing that we had to do. Although, I don't know if it's on your list, Julia, the NJ packed reel.
No.
So this is planning board related as well. So New Jersey changed their, and I forget what this, there's two acronyms. It's,
MS4.
no, hold on. I Googled this. Hold on. Because this is going to bother me. Protecting against climate threats, resilient environments and landscapes, NJ Pact Reel. And it is a major overhaul to all of our stormwater and flood hazard area building rules. So a lot of it has to do with if it changes some of the flood zones, and it counts for the storms that we're having now. So it changes what's in and not in a flood zone, and it changes the requirements if you're building in a flood zone, which you shouldn't be doing anyways. But if you are, it changes the building standards for them. It changes some of the stormwater rules again to make them a little more stringent. And there's timelines. So these also just went into effect a couple weeks ago. So applicants like the subdivision and everything else, they'll probably be grandfathered in for 180 days because they were deemed complete. But by the time, like this subdivision doesn't include any construction. So by the time they come back to construct, they'll be under the new rules. So, yeah. And we need to do I'm going to try and get someone into the planning board to do a presentation on them because it's a lot.
Yeah. Well, thank you for that introduction on it. Makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, it's everything that DEP's been doing with green infrastructure and trying to get people to not build in flood zones because we continue to build in flood zones, and then we're like shocked when we see, oh, there's cars floating down the street because they built in a flood zone. Like, yeah, that's what's gonna happen. So New Jersey's getting serious about trying to stop that.
When you say they're changing the flood zones, designations are actually the boundaries of where.
Oh, so like the 500, I think it's the 100 and 500 year storms that changed the calculations, which changes the flood zones, right? So what was in a 100-year zone is no longer. It's now like a 100-day zone, right? And so the 500 years, so they've changed the calculations to expand them.
So are we gonna have new maps drawn?
I think so.
Are these
Yeah.
different than the FEMA maps?
Yes. They shouldn't be, but they are.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So which ones do the insurance companies use?
Usually FEMA. Yeah, there's a whole different
Yeah.
layering of, yeah.
Okay.
But Ocean has gaps in our FEMA maps. So people build there because they're not in flood zones, but they're in flood zones.
Right.
So.
All right, moving along to, I will give a quick report, just let you guys know what's been going on. Nancy and I attended, and Angeli, and Ed, the environmental fair at the St. George Greek Orthodox Church right down the street on West Park. That was a few weeks ago. Like we told the council, we met with surrounding towns, people on environmental commissions from Shrewsbury, and I believe in town. Nancy connected with the women further. She briefed us on regarding the restaurants. So it was a good opportunity to get out there, meet with more of the community, and we had a wheel, of course. So if you spun the wheel, you got to win one of our many prizes. So it was an exciting day. The kids loved the wheel. Moving on to the Green Communities Cleanup. The date is May 16th, so save the date. It'll be at Joe Falea Park with a rain date May 17th. When Renee Rosado sat with us a few months ago, we said that we would be happy to collaborate with her for her Clean Communities Cleanup. So she wants us all to be prepared to join. Yes, Norm. Oh, I thought you were going to say something. Does anyone have anything?
we're putting me to sleep.
I
I
am,
wasn't really ready to move in.
maybe it's because it's 10 to 9.
Just a note on the clean communities, that's a group too, that the plastic thing, they're gonna work really closely with them.
Oh,
So
good.
they're counting on them to really just, share the info and everything. Cool. Yes, I'm sure she'll get info from the state. This is a new thing we need to promote.
And she'll be implementing it.
Yeah.
Attendee member remarks. And
I just have a question for Ed. What's the status of merging the two boards?
It'll happen when the town reorgs in June.
What's the new
Every year, town reorganizes. And this year, when they reorganized, we're gonna combine the planning and zoning board as part of that process.
What's it gonna be for? Really for?
No idea. It's a great question,
Maybe
Norm.
just the board.
The board, yes.
anyone at home?
I just had one final thing I wanted to
Yes,
know. Does
please.
anybody know if we have a balloon release ordinance? But, a ban on balloon release?
I highly doubt that.
Okay. Did anyone see that in the coaster a couple weeks ago? Somebody in Neptune, they let go like 100 balloons, and like Cindy Zip from Clean Ocean Action wrote like a whole letter to the editor and like, what are you doing? So it's, with us being so close to the beach and all, it's something I'd love to look into.
Save the ones.
It's so
Why did
bad.
someone release 100 balloons?
I don't know,
Was it
some celebration or
memorial?
memorial, I don't even remember.
Yeah.
It's just, but the sad part is that the coaster put it on the front page, like, hey, it's in this balloon release. And I was just like, I'm totally missing how bad that is. So like, how do we look into, do we have that? Can we get that?
Cambridge are gonna go up against Big Balloon, and I'm not even joking when I say they are one of the most powerful lobbies in the state. They have an insane track record of killing these ordinances.
Really?
It's absurd.
You're not kidding.
I'm not joking, Big Balloon. Yeah, the balloon lobby is legit. They are, they are
The balloon
seriously
arches
legit.
must live on.
Yeah.
I'll see like if other towns have
There are
something
some
and
who have
then,
done it, but yeah,
Well,
I'm
for
all
the
for it.
releasing of it,
yeah.
If
Why-
there are two islands, but only one may still exist, that are part of Ocean Township.
Not anymore.
Shrewsbury River.
We got rid of
They
them.
just did, right?
No more.
Like
How'd
2
we get
weeks
rid of
ago.
We gave them away
To Seabright?
to Seabright. Yeah.
Yeah, like 2 weeks
Yeah.
ago.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. I know.
I'm sad about
man.
that.
I thought that was just me, but
I like
Yeah.
having a piece of the Navasing,
Yeah. No, Shrewsbury.
Shrewsbury River. All right. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Member
Second.
Brannan, second Lutz. Sorry, Ken, Nora, who beat you?
It's okay. That's the way it is.
All right, guys.
No, you didn't.
Vote.
Yeah.
Sorry. Aye. All in favor?
It's your job.
Yeah, Norton. And look,
Robert Rules of Order.
look, when I did the minutes, I